Elon Musk has access to the US Treasury payment system. Donald Trump has threatened to make Canada the 51st state of the United States. And Nicholas Black is taking the Omegaverse quiz. As the kids say, it's so over. If you don't know what the Omegaverse is, I'm not explaining it to you. Look it up. I'm already upset that I know about it in the first place. I'm an avid Omegaverse hater for reasons I've already described on this channel, but I can't resist a dumb quiz. What's your ideal partner? Social, tender, protective, cuddly, submissive, obedient? If you pick that one, I don't think we can be friends. Motherly? I do think independent is the answer. Where would you go on a first date? We're going to do this through elimination. So first of all, nighttime hike for a first date is insane. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, or any other gender. Never accept a nighttime hike as a date in the first place. You have no survival instincts if you do that. Why would you go clubbing on a first date? That's also insane. I think in the ideal world, I would just like a stay-in date where like one person cooks or both people cook together at either my house or their house. But I am also aware of the safety concerns regarding going to somebody's house on the first date. So I'm going to have to get rid of both of those options too. Movies and dinner. I'm not a fan of movies for a first date for many different reasons. Just because then, like, half the date you can't even talk to the other person. Like, what's the point? That leaves picnic date, aquarium, zoo, bowling. I don't need to show off how bad at bowling I am, so we'll get rid of that one. My heart says picnic date. You're doing Kahoot with the group and your partner. Do you let them win? No. You ask someone out on a date, do you pay? I don't do straight people brain rot. Whatever the fuck you guys are doing on Instagram Reels, I want none of that. However, if you asked the person out on a date, you should probably pay for the date. If somebody's roping me into something, I do not want to take on the financial burden of being roped into that thing. So with that being said, if I'm roping somebody else into something, aka a date, I absolutely would pay. Heart, I guess. When you play open world games, what do you enjoy doing? Building. Call me Bob the Builder. You find out your friends have a group chat excluding you. What do you do? The only reasonable answer here is talk it over with them, and then I'll decide if I do any of the other ones, dependent on how that conversation goes. What website do you spend the most of your time on? Based on my last screen time report, it was YouTube. Probably because I fall asleep to ASMR sometimes. So that really artificially boosts my screen time in ways I wish it wouldn't. Pick your ideal superpower. Shapeshifter, I don't even have to think about that one. What's your role in a group project? Ideally, not be in a group project. Group, nobody wants to group with me, LMAO. Let's just go with that, because I would rather just not be in a group project. Dogs or cats? Cats, don't have to think about it. You need to go out late at night to the store. It's pitch black and the street lights are the only source of light. What do you do? I don't like this question because it's leaving out a lot of context. Like, for instance, am I walking to the store? Where am I? If the answer is, O Block in Chicago or Rockford, Illinois, the answer's no. But if I'm just in like the northern suburbs, yeah, I probably would go because I just drive there in the middle of the night and get my food and leave. Without the extra context that I need to answer this question, my answer is probably, yeah, just a little dark lol. What's your favorite emoticon? I do have an opinion on this, actually. I do love the little fucking meh face emoticon because it's an emotion that emojis cannot encompass. So I do genuinely love it because I don't think an emoji can replace it. Which country would you move to? I've narrowed it down to New Zealand and Norway. My heart says New Zealand. What color is math? Red. I do not take criticism. What type of clothing do you wear most often? Why is misogyny an answer? What clothing constitutes the concept of misogyny? I just got an image in my head of those frat boys that wear the polos I'm just gonna go with loose-fitting, flowy clothing. Favorite trope, process of elimination. Arranged marriage makes me uncomfortable. Fake dating stresses me out. Angst, no comfort. No. Hurt comfort, maybe. Yandere scares me. Plot, what plot? That's just porn. Imagine taking this quiz and you're like, yeah, my favorite trope is porn. Omegaverse. I've already stated I hate Omegaverse. Miscommunication stresses me out sometimes. Bully to lover, that's just Stockholm syndrome. Enemies to lovers, that's barely any different from bully to lovers. It's also kind of overdone. There was only one bed. It's also a little bit overdone. I'm gonna go hurt comfort, I guess. I don't know. Which of these fanfics would you read based on the tags? Process of elimination. Major character death, already no. If I'm reading fanfiction, it means I'm coping with having to live in real life. I don't need the characters to die. Comfort, no hurt, sick fic, wing fic. Maybe. Graphic depictions of violence, kidnapping, Stockholm syndrome. Strangers to lovers, tattoo flower shop AU, mild angst, fluff, no beta, we die like men. Probably that last one. You're walking through a public space and see someone beating up an innocent person. It's just you three there at the moment, and the attacker looks to be more muscular than you. What do you do? You know, in real life, I'd like to say that I would try and intervene, but likely what would realistically happen is I would not know what to do, stand there panicked, um, and indecisively, and turn around until I find somebody or something that can reboot my brain as I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and processing it in real time. What do you do if you're sick and have a prior engagement? What kind of sick? Once again, I need more context. What's the prior engagement? What kind of sick am I? Like, if it's COVID, the answer is no, I'm not going to leave the house. If it is just a cold, I think I'd warn the others, take a COVID test just to be sure. And if they're chill with me coming, then we're fine. The most me answer is it's just a cold, I'll live. Someone is yelling at you for something you didn't do. How do you reply? I mean, it depends on how willing they are to listen to me, but I will wait for them to get done and then calmly explain what's going on before I do any of the other stuff. We're going to talk first, and if you're not going to be receptive, I will beat them up and call them slurs. I will not do that. Your friend comes out to you. How do you respond? That alpha moment when you respond to your friend coming out with, I'm gayer. Probably, I already know, dumbass, jokingly and affectionately. If you were stranded on an island and could only bring one thing, what would that thing be? Process of elimination. Okay, so I'm stranded on an island. I don't know if there are any prospects for me getting saved. So we're supposed to be focusing on survival. So with that being said, musical instrument might be good for passing the time, but it's not going to be helpful. Same thing for the book. I guess you could use it for kindling. The phone doesn't make much sense because I don't know if I have any like data, or if uh, I definitely don't have a charger. So the thing's just going to be a brick within 6 hours, assuming it's an iPhone. So that leaves us with lighter, gun, and Swiss Army knife. So from what I know about survival, the first thing to get people is not the starvation or dehydration, but rather the cold. Hypothermia is the biggest killer in survival situations. A lighter would be extremely helpful, and it wouldn't just be helpful to keep me warm, make sure that I can get a fire going while I figure out how to get a fire going without the lighter. It also is good for, killing germs and any potable water source. It's also good for cooking food potentially. So I think a lighter is the probably the best option. Otherwise, I'd pick like Swiss Army knife. You stumble upon a dead body laid on the side of the road. A quick glance around you tells you you're alone. What do you do? So here's the fucking problem. I wouldn't want to talk to the cops. I don't want anything to do with cops. The problem is, if I'm somehow caught in the future having seen a dead body and then walking away, I'm going to get in trouble and be suspect number one. Under our, high surveillance government, I'd literally have to call the cops and report it. So I guess that's what I'm going to do to avoid shenanigans and tomfoolery. What are you most afraid of? Process of elimination. Go. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of the law, necessarily. A specific person is crazy. That's so vague. Not afraid of heights, not afraid of clowns, not afraid of spiders. Spiders and I, we have a truce. We tolerate each other, I think. So that leaves loneliness, not afraid of that, actually. Betrayal, abandonment, and rejection. Not to leave me open for excessive psychoanalyzing, but these things feel like the same thing. So that's why I'm having a hard time choosing between them. Rejection, I'll get over it. I think the answer is abandonment. You've been just invited to a potluck. Congratulations. What do you bring? I'm bringing chips. Chips. I don't know what kind yet. I'll have to ponder upon it at the Walmart. Text your best friend partner group chat right now. I'm serious. Ask them if you're a cat girl or dog girl. Doesn't matter your gender. I'm 100% serious. This quiz can wait until you get a response. This is so serious. This is life or death. And you know what? I'm still not going to pause everything and text the group chat. I already know what the answer is. It's cat girl. Which one of these images resonates with you the most? Why Amogus in our Lord's year of 2025? Holy fuck, is that a stock image of a pigeon? Holy shit. Holy fuck. That's a stock image of a pigeon. Love that guy. How do you snore based on vibes? Snork, me, hunk shoe, or probably when in public reading smut fluff, can you keep your face impassive? I don't read fan fiction in public because I have some fucking decorum. Which fan fiction site do you read on? AO3. Ye old reliable. What's your favorite animal? Cat. Oh my god. Ayo, guys. Is this me? No one understands me, Mom. I'm a lone wolf. Greetings and salutations. Okay. Dearest test taker, forgive my incoherency. We started this project last year, and now I'm the only member of the Omegaverse Inc. still working on this. I would quit this project too. Pardon me, you'd like your results, wouldn't you? Always so impatient, Loner Alpha. Cut to the fucking chase. You're an alpha. Of course you are. But you see no reason to have an Omega by your side. I mean, sure, you might want a partner, but you don't particularly need one. I hate how that's accurate. And even then, your future partner may not even be an Omega. Loner alphas are often introverts and geeks, preferring to spend their time in their own little corner. You're more likely to have fandom friends more than real life friends, but you know your worth despite and keep plugging along. You're an art kid or science kid, and you got along well enough with your history teacher. Here at Omegaverse Incorporated, we'd recommend you'd stay away from retail, too late, or anything to do with people, too late. We understand that may not be viable in this economy, it sure ain't, but perhaps consider marketing, sales, or graphic design. I would rather cut off my own left pinky toe than go into marketing or sales. I'd buy a $400 massage chair from you, Loner Alpha. Okay, fork it over. You're most compatible with caring beta, flirty beta, submissive alpha, and soft alpha, but don't let that stop you, Loner Alpha. Hey yo, who's gonna be my flirty beta to my Loner Alpha? Submissive alpha. Who's gonna be my submissive alpha to my Loner Alpha? I cannot believe the Omegaverse quiz just said, you're bitchless and you like it that way, and they're right about that. This is so disgusting.